Also, understand what your laboratory is offering, because different labs will offer different things. For example, Sonora Quest Laboratories, and I'm in charge of that micro department. We offer coccidioidomycosis screens, which includes the EIA screen for IgM and IgG, and then I felt important that we also add the immunodiffusion test to see whether or not that would support that. Then the physician makes up their minds whether or not they should follow up. Patient gets better, you might forget it. Patient's getting worse, you do additional testing. You can reflex the titer. If patient's pretty sick, you can do the screen. If that screen is positive, then you do a comp fixed titer because the patient's very ill and you're going to follow that titer over a period of time. You can do the comp fixed titer by itself if you're following a patient, say, over a period of 6 months to a year, and you want to follow the titer, so you can order that by itself. And one thing that Dr. Papagiannis and I feel strongly about, you can actually you can order the CF titer and ask the lab to hold it for several months, because then when you do a follow-up titer, you really want both done together. There's variability between 1 and 2 days. For example, I follow my dog who has disseminated cocci with comp fixed titers, and started 1 to 128. 6 months later, we repeated the test and was 1 to 64. But the first one was 1 to 64 also. So my dog was not retreating in their titers, which would look like they might be if you only did individual tests by themselves. So you've got to understand, serology is a plus minus 1 usually. So you can't really follow titers unless you have a previous, especially if you switched labs. That's the worst thing you can do. Switch from one lab to another, you'll get totally different results potentially. And cocci, as a whole, the isolate, is a select agent. It's considered a bioterrorism agent and can be made into a weapon. So we have to treat it totally different than we do any other organism. We cannot hold on to cocci, for example, for more than 7 days. So we can't keep an organism. We have to destroy it. We have to report everything to the CDC. We have to tell them how many plates we've destroyed, where they came from, who the patient was. All that information has to go to the Centers for Disease Control. We're hoping that as we speak, they're going to take cocci off the select agent form, because that will make life easier for everybody. I'll be able to do studies again, which I can't do right now very easily. And if you want more cocci, you can go to the cocci market, both in Italy and in France, and hopefully we'll start cocci markets here in California, in Arizona as well. Thank you very much. And